So let's go straight to that top story. The Public Enterprises Minister Pravin Gordhan winning the first round of his legal battle against Public Protector Busisiwe Mkhwebane.
This comes after the High Court in Pretoria suspended Mkhwebane's remedial action pending a judicial review of the SARS report.
Yet another legal blow for the Public Protector. The High Court has suspended her remedial actions against Gordhan pending a review. In her SARS report released earlier this month, Mkhwebane found Gordhan violated the constitution with the establishment of a SARS investigative unit. She further directed President Cyril Ramaphosa to take a disciplinary action against Gordhan within 30 days, but this is now on hold.
The remedial orders in paragraph 8 of the Public Protector's report 36 of 29/20 of 5 July 2019 are suspended pending the final determination of Part B of this application. The Public Protector or the Office of the Public Protector are interdicted from enforcing the remedial orders pending the final determination of Part B.
The court also made scathing remarks against Mkhwebane's remedial actions contained in the SARS report.
This court had to study the report and remedial orders in order to ascertain whether in fact there is irreparable harm to Gordhan. Much of the orders are vague, contradictory and/or nonsensical.
Contrary to last week, when the application was heard in court, there was not much support from Mkhwebane outside. Despite the increasing number of legal setbacks and scathing judgments, Mkhwebane's spokesperson says she will not resign. He's described the judgment as disappointing, though.
It is a disappointing judgment from our side. We would have expected the judge to, speak strongly against the language that the minister used in his application. We will recall that he used words such as the Public Protector is incompetent, she's serving the interests of state capturers and so forth, and we wanted that this court should strike out that kind of language from the minister's papers.
The EFF, who were part of the legal proceedings as an intervening party in the matter, have indicated that they will approach the Constitutional Court to appeal.
The judge was very pleased and always willing to listen and hear the arguments of all those whites, whilst showing irritation to the extent of constantly interrupting the black lawyers. In the proceedings, it was as if those black lawyers did not belong in that court. Nevertheless, we believe that the interdict essentially shuts down what is a constitutionally created institution. We shall therefore appeal decision with the Constitutional Court because it is a fight to the end.
The next step for the court is a judicial review into Mkhwebane's SARS report. Sipho Stuurman, SABC News, Pretoria.
Well, as you saw there, Sipho Stuurman, our reporter in court for us today, joins us now from her studios in Pretoria. Sipho, good evening to you. What did the judge say about this application? Why has she ruled in the way that she has?
Well, a very good evening to you, Stevens, and our viewers at home. The judge went through a judgment meticulously, going through all the arguments that were made in court and essentially arriving at that decision to interdict the remedial actions by the Public Protector, essentially saying that if she were to dismiss the interdict application, it would cause irreparable harm to Minister Gordhan, saying that it would not be fair for Minister Gordhan to be faced with the full might of remedial action, while at the same time the minister has indicated that he is set to review the SARS report by Public Protector. So saying that in light of the fact that there is a review that is going to take place of the SARS report, then there is no need for the enforcement of these findings. But also the judge pointed to the argument made in court by the Public Protector's lawyers themselves. They were in court and they had said that under normal circumstances they do not oppose an interdict application, but they felt the need to do so this time around because because of the language that was used by Minister Gordhan in his application, saying that the language was, assassinating the character of the current Public Protector Busisiwe Mkhwebane, language suggesting that she is incompetent and that she is playing politics, Stevens.
The judge seemed to have some criticism for the Public Protector, and particularly for the remedial actions. What did she say about Advocate Busisiwe Mkhwebane?
Well, of course, this application by Minister Pravin Gordhan comes in twofold. And now Part A was the urgent interdict, and Part B will, of course, be the review of this entire report. So the first thing that we're dealing with today was looking at Part A, the urgent interdict. And the judge said, even though she's looking at this urgent interdict, she had to read the entire report and read the findings. And she said that the findings, the remedial actions by the Public Protector are vague in that they are contradictory and nonsensical. So now that can give you a sort of an idea of the overall picture that the High Court seems to have of the report in its entirety. But at this point in time, of course, we're looking at the issue of the remedial actions, and of course also the judge was quite critical of the fact that the Public Protector never gave Minister Gordhan the opportunity to review her intended remedial actions so that he can respond. Minister Gordhan in court said that he had asked for an opportunity to hear what the remedial actions that the Public Protector had intended for him, but the Public Protector refused this. So the judge sided with Minister Gordhan, saying it was unfair for the Public Protector to have refused the minister the chance to review the intended remedial actions and make submissions on that.
Okay, and then obviously the Public Protector herself, she's under pressure at the moment. What does her office say about this judgment?
Well, her office, first and foremost, had indicated that she's not going to resign, as much as there seems to be calls from other sectors that perhaps considering the number of these adverse findings that the incumbent perhaps should look into stepping aside, but they've said they are not going to do so, but and have described this judgment as disappointing, and they say they would have liked the judge to have reprimanded Minister Gordhan for his language. Again, the Public Protector Office seems to have a big issue with the language used. The language that seems to suggest that she is incompetent and that she is legally illiterate. So they're saying that they would have wanted the judge to make comments on that. But the judge said the tone of the application by Minister Gordhan or the language has no bearing on whether the interdict application should be granted or not. So the judge really dismissed that argument. But certainly the Public Protector's Office is not happy with this outcome, and it has said that it's a disappointing judgment by the High Court in Pretoria.
Sipho Stuurman, our reporter in the High Court today. Thank you very much indeed. Coming up, we speak to the Mkhwebane family on the latest blow to hit the family.